That's indeed the big question at this stage. Is this as part of the negotiations, or the UK government actually doesn't mind not reaching a trade agreement with the EU by the end of the year? But this legislation has implications also in domestic policy. It's not just about the conflict with the European Union, and that was clear yesterday during the debate in the House of Commons. And there are also divisions within the ruling Conservative Party itself. We heard on the one hand Conservative lawmakers saying that they could not approve this bill because it would breach international law if indeed it becomes part of the UK law. And on the other hand, we also heard from other Conservative lawmakers saying that the EU has not been acting in good faith, and therefore the UK government can indeed change its previous commitments. Now, during that discussion, we also heard from the Prime Minister himself. Boris Johnson made the comment that this is just an insurance policy against the EU. Let's take a look.
What we're simply seeking to do is to insure this country, to protect this country against the EU's proven willingness, and that's the crucial point, to use this delicately balanced protocol in ways for which it was never intended. So this bill includes our first step to protect our country against such a contingency by creating a legal safety net, taking powers in reserve, whereby ministers can guarantee the integrity of our United Kingdom.
We also heard from the opposition party, the Labour Party, where the leader was actually replaced by Ed Miliband, given that Keir Starmer is actually self-isolating at the moment. And Ed Miliband was not shy in criticising the UK government and Boris Johnson himself, because he said essentially that Boris Johnson arrived in the House of Commons in January of this year, asked lawmakers to approve the exit agreement with the EU, and now returns to Parliament and asks the same lawmakers to override parts of that previous agreement. Let's take a look at those remarks as well.
He can't blame John Major, he can't blame the judges, he can't blame the civil servants, he can't sack the cabinet secretary again. There's only one person responsible for it, and that's him. This is his deal, it's his mess, it's his failure. For the first time in his life, it's time to take responsibility. It's time to fess up. Either he wasn't straight with the country about the deal in the first place, or he didn't understand it.
So let's see how these discussions will evolve in the coming days in the House of Commons and then in the House of Lords. So then, Karen, we can actually figure out whether there's room for the EU and the UK to come up with a trade agreement.